Welcome back, dear viewers, to season's broadcast of SRAs. Another season so far. We're gonna, open the books to another fresh page and start a new story. That story begins, of course, with the first race of the calendar, Indianapolis.
Looks like he lines up a move. Oh, this is good tight racing right here.
Inside or outside, what's gonna happen?
As turn 7 into the grass, heavy booping the snoot on the barrier.
Oh, side by side into the chicane. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Well, dear viewers, if it isn't a track in the beautiful countryside of Italy, if you're a longtime viewers of this channel, both on Twitch and on YouTube, and if you've been watching us for the last couple seasons, you know what I like to open with when we race here. Ciao ragazzi, come stai?
Pizza pasta, how we doing?
Pizza pasta. Welcome back, SRA Nation, to Division 2, Season 18, Round 4 of this season's competition. It is, as we already mentioned, going to be an Italian race, but not just any Italian race. We're racing in the Temple of Speed, and it's a pretty moist Temple of Speed, let me tell you. It's going to be, the roads are going to be slippery. There's going to be puddles. There's going to be carnage. It's Monza, and boy, am I excited. How are you guys feeling for this race?
I'm feeling good. Hopefully it's wet, Sometimes things can be dry, theoretically, but yeah, if going off of the races from yesterday, it should be wet and it should be a good time.
Yeah, same here. Feeling great. The wet always brings out some interesting things. Sometimes people are a little bit better, some cars are a little bit better. Honda obviously notably better in the wet than basically any other conditions, so should be a good time.
Well, speaking of Hondas, I believe we will get to that later on. We do have one new Honda on the grid in the form of Sam Stott, but we'll get to that after the track map. Of course, already mentioned that we are racing at Temple of Speed. Has multiple layouts. We're not racing the long oval layout. Unfortunately, that would be actually really cool if it was on ACC.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
It would revive the game instantly with the snap of a finger. But we are racing, again, like I said, at Monza. We all know turn 1. We've all done these pub lobbies here on ACC. It's going to be a wreck fest. Hopefully not. But, we're taking, I already set a goal of 8.5 cars crashed or sideways after lap 1. I know Trey Morgan took the over on that, and he's actually racing. So we'll see. We'll put up a couple of bets in the chat for that one. But, of course, this track is no stranger to very good racing. I think the wet makes it a lot more fun and also a lot more technical. Without the wet, Monza is just another track where you're pretty much full throttle for 80 to 75% of the lap. So heading into turn 1, we have the first of many chicanes at this track, and then the Curva Grande turn 3, heading into Della Roggia chicane of turn 4 and 5. Very tricky, especially on lap 1. A couple cars could go side by side here, and those curbs can be dangerous. They could put the cars offline and bump them into others, and we could possibly see some pirouettes done in that section of the track. Heading into the rest of sector 2, we have the 2 Lesmo corners, Lesmo 1 and 2, turn 6 and 7. Also very tricky in the rain. You want to use, obviously, all the runoff on the left side of the track as you exit the corner. But be wary, it is slippery out there. Heading into onto the back straight into Ascari, another a bit of a quicker chicane. It's very tricky in the wet. Some cars can take the curbs on the right side, but most are going to be avoiding any sort of curbs, especially because it's wet, and you will end your race very prematurely if you go there. So Ascari is going to be definitely a corner to look at. Heading into the final corner of the track, Parabolica. We know the deal. It's Monza. It's going to be an absolute blast.
It sure is going to be an absolute blast. What's also a blast is this championship. Yeah, we got Mason Moffat leading the charge right now with Michael Jeffries behind, but noted he is still out of racing, so he's going to be dropping a lot here after taking 2 drop races. And I mean, we only have 1 drop race, so he will have a 0 in the championship. So yeah, hopefully he could get his pedals sorted and get back out on track. Following behind Thomas Olhausen, he had a fantastic win at Laguna Seca last week, so he's been he's not too far behind Mason as it is right now. Tyra Egley also had a fantastic race last week. Philip Enos-Mueller also had a great race last week. So yeah, I think Thomas Olhausen and Philip, I think they're going to be ones to watch out for. The Nissan's really good here. And I mean, it's got an intense bop, but usually when you see a lot of bop on it, that means it's good here. And I think even in the wet, it's going to be strong. So yeah, Trey Morgan, Juan Caro, Martin Smith, Pablo Cresca, he had a really good pace last week and then had an unfortunate screen freeze, which put him into the wall going into the pits. So he's going to be looking to bounce back. And Nico Suave rounding out the top 10 here for the golds. And then, yeah, so, well, and actually that's something to note. We have a bit of changes in the divisions here. Jack, I don't know if you want to take that away.
Yes, I can bump in here real quick. So, we have some newcomers to D2. We'll start off. Selena Boonstra, who does not appear to be here tonight, but she is joining us from D1, along with Michael McWeezerson and Zodi Fade. I believe they are also both missing, so no potential new front runners. But we are joined by Sam Stott from D3, who, as I hinted at, is in the Honda. Was previously in the Bentley, but now is in the Honda, so could make a good showing. In terms of gold to silvers, Tyler Egley, as some people have probably estimated or guessed, he has been bumped up to gold along with Kevin Kovac and Daniel Blulas. Dylan Bonsell, DJ Watts, Curtis Lee, Ren Aoki, and Sean Leach have all been bumped down to silver and have joined the silver fight, where now after our changes, Sean Curcio currently leads.
Yeah, a lot of changes within the divisions, and this has been the final week for division swaps. So what you're going to be seeing on the standings over on the SRA.dg website for Division 2 is all final for classifications. So whatever you see on the screen after next week, because it takes about a week for these to update, especially with all the teams. I know that there are a plethora of drivers in Division 2 this season, but yeah. Maybe not everyone's going to be showing up here on this screen, but I'll tell you where they are going to show up, and that's going to be on the stream right here. Watching Daniel Buelas do a couple of reconnaissance laps. I believe these drivers are expected to, at least if they're going to do a pit entry, they're just expected to come out on track and not complete a lap, which I don't know exactly what's going on here, but maybe the opposite of that.
Yeah, it'll probably just forward the session right at once it hits 0 anyway. But yeah, just kind of get a feel for how it is now. Not that it's going to be the same for Wally. It does look like, I can't even tell if that's a 0 or a plus there in 30 minutes. I think that's a minus. Yeah. Yeah. So less rain in 30. So I mean, I don't know if you could use that for your.
He said rain in 30. Oh my god, PTSD.
Yeah. Well, that's less rain in 30.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. There's probably not very many people who know.
In our short little time before quali, any shout outs on cars that might perform particularly well here in the wet, other than the Honda?
You know me. You know what I'm going to say, right? The Lexus.
Yeah, Lexus and Nissan. Those are the two that I think are going to be pretty strong here.
Absolutely.
We've got you, Lexi.
Yeah, those two cars are standouts for not just, Monza in general, but even in the rain. I'm still a firm believer that the Lexus is one of the best cars in the rain, just because of you know, the way that the brakes act almost as a handbrake, right? If you get it right, the snap just it's so perfect. But we are now on to qualifying, and we do have a couple of there's Jack, like you mentioned, we do have the Honda of Sam Stott here. First race in D2, obviously had a lot of strong performances in Division 3. What can we expect of him today?
Good question. I mean, his practice laps have been solid according to the table. He's currently sits second with a 1:53.065. Of course, those times are highly dependent on the weather conditions in the server at the time, and we've seen some drier times, some wetter times. So it's, I mean, the leaderboard's only so accurate, but it certainly doesn't look like he's going to be holding back after his move up to D2 here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not just for art there.
It works in the context that
It did. I mean, it definitely did. But yeah, going back to Sam Stott in the Honda, he was I want to say the second or third fastest D2 driver in the practice race, which, you know, that's usually I on these wet races I feel like you usually have to use like actual race sessions to gauge pace a little bit more, just because it's so hard to tell. I mean, things could be so drastically different in the practice sessions. So yeah, the hot lap leaderboard ends up kind of being useless.
as you can see, we're looking on board right now, Sean Curcio. That spray is real, and we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of it on lap 1 in the race. But right now, we are obviously in qualifying with 20 minutes to go. It is wet, and the track temp is 26 Celsius. Usually what that means is that as the track is warmer, typically the sessions have been between 21 and 24, and 21 and 27, sometimes even 28 in the much drier sessions. But right here, right now, the silvers are going to be the first ones out on track, almost paving the way for the gold drivers. This is where the classifications could really make a difference, right? You know, we're sometimes you know, getting some optimal conditions for different classes. In this case, I think it's going to be slightly more balanced. But the silver drivers are going to be the ones developing a little bit of a dry line, if you will, for these gold drivers later on. But never count anybody out. Someone may just have an ace up their sleeve. Maybe they're really good in the wet. Sean Curcio was holding some really good times in the practice session earlier we are watching right now. So let's see if he can put that Lexus anywhere near the top 3, as he is leading the silver championship at the moment.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah, and he's in the right car. Like we were saying, I mean, the Lexus is definitely one to. I mean, it's never one to you know, not look out for, but at Monza in the wet, I think it's going to be very strong. So if you could handle it, and I don't even think the Lexus is that hard to drive in the wet. I feel like it's you know, braking really, like, it's almost easier to brake in the wet in this thing than in the dry, for me at least, or at least to just keep it consistent. So I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be pretty good.
I think the hardest part, and one thing to call out, especially at Monza, is the sudden lack of TC at under 50 Ks. That can catch people out in the Lexus.
Yeah, if you're going side by side through any of the chicanes, that could be, you know, I don't think it'll be too much of a problem if you're just going single file in the chicanes. But yeah, if you're going side by side through any of the chicanes, like maybe lap 1, you that could be a bit dangerous. That I've definitely been known to be caught out by that before. Notably, turn 1 Nords.
Nords mentioned.
Yeah, I gotta
Everybody
do
close your ears. Donovan's gonna. Never mind, I can't say that.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Wheezy's in my DMs being a weirdo. So. But yeah, we were just on board with Pat, and you could see exactly how hard it is to just get on the power, even in the Porsche, a car that in a straight line at the low speed just absolutely excels. And you know, rotating that rear end around of that Rexy is not easy, especially, you know, you want to be fast at Monza, you got to be able to, you know, comfortably be on the brakes when you need to be on the brakes. Especially, you know, given these gaps, I think the best chances, honestly, if we're seeing a little bit of decreasing rain in 30 minutes, possibly suggesting that as people are driving, I think the people towards the back, oh, there's a yellow flag, looks like car 161, if I can find them. Oh my god, my eyes are bad. They're not showing up for me, that's amazing.
Yeah, Steve Foster, he went back to the pits.
Yeah, it's not easy though. All right, Jess Osborne across the line already with a 155, immediately superseded by Caleb Tenney with a 54.785. Honestly, the Aston is another good shout for a car in the wet. It's what? Oh, hello. I don't know what that was about. Yeah, the Aston is another car that's very strong in the wet. Pat Cockcroft immediately saying, "Hello, I'm here to rock and roll in the 992 this evening." Yeah, I keep getting sidetracked. The Aston is quite strong in the wet in my experience. There's Lexus in P3, only a tenth and some change off of Pat Cockcroft's banker lap at the moment.
Yeah, the Aston is a great car in the wet. This car, the Mustang, is a car I don't like in the wet. Speaking of good cars in the wet, the Honda Stott, you know, our new D2 Silver driver, going up to the top provisionally right now, 2/10 ahead of Pat Cockcroft. So yeah, he's looks like he's starting to get a feel for it right away with his first banker lap there.
I mean, he's already up as well, about a 10th.
Yeah.
Get on board with Sean Curcio. Just after De La Rocha's chicane, he's already tracking to improve his lap time by about 3/10, and we are already crabbing. Look at that. That's amazing. Nice. Love my internet.
Is that how you take that corner?
What is happening? Why are we just disconnecting? Oh,
that,
man.
I was pretty slow through sector 2, so maybe that's what I need to work on.
Maybe, just maybe.
Just crab walking through it. I imagine those turns. I hadn't actually ever driven Monza in the wet, I don't think, here in ACC. I'd imagine the two Lesmos would be slightly difficult. Ooh, going wide there, the Ascari chicane. He's still valid, so yeah, I mean, did not lose too much time there, but definitely got a little bit squirrely there.
Yeah, the track limits on exit from Ascari are actually quite forgiving, especially because we're in the wet. As long as you get the right bump from the middle curb, you're going to have a tough time invalidating. As Sean Curcio goes to the very top with a 54.352. Right behind him is Pablo Fair. We did see him pop ahead of Sam Stott, but Sam Stott is still improving about 2.5 tenths, and it's going to go across the line at this moment in time and be on provisional pole with 3.5 minutes to go until the gold drivers come out, and he is only 0.5 tenth ahead of the Lexus. Of course, the Honda is great everywhere but the straights, and then the Lexus is great on the straights and kind of mediocre everywhere else. So very contrasting cars sitting in one and two right now.
That's one that, I mean, if you're in the Honda, you really want to be in front of the Lexuses before the race starts, just because that will be a very difficult car to pass in the Honda at this track.
Oh, Lucas Clenzeris was up 3/10 going through Ascari, and now immediately even on his Delta. So just shows how punishing this track is. You know, it may just be straight brake, but sometimes that brake is hard to do. It's not an easy track.
Good time. Sorry, Jess is on a good time.
Oh, where's Jess? There's Jess improving by, oh my god, quite a margin, and that's gonna put him into P1 for Jess Osborne. 992 supremacy. It is here to play.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of good cars in the wet, that's pretty well known to be a good car in the wet.
It's all right.
As long as it could keep its tires alive. That's the biggest problem. Is tire wear as the stint goes on.
Yeah, and it can get really tricky with the varying levels of rain. We're on board the Mac Morgan right now, about 4/10 up on his time right now. If he can negotiate through Ascari well, which he's doing a decent job of obliterating that curb on entry, and he's gaining a little bit of time back. It's going to be, at this moment in time, 3/10 improvement. Barry Jerry shoots up to P2, only 100th behind Jess Osborne in P1. So it's really, really close here. We're looking between P9 to 12. It is all within a 10th. So very close margins, even though the gap from P1 to P last in silver is provisionally 2.7 seconds. The rain really is the greatest equalizer.
Yeah, it is as well, especially on a track like this as Mac Mormon. Mac
Mormon, what? I know you're from Utah, but come on, man.
Nah. Yeah, it goes P6. Sorry, Nick.
Nice one.
New lore
Lucas
drop.
Clanzaris here. What's up, Jack?
Is the new lore drop?
New lore drop. Mac is a Mormon.
No. Nope.
Oh, Lucas Clanzaris is flirting with some nice improvements here. Oh, it's going to be super close. He's right on the cusp of taking the pole. He's taking the shortest line to the finish, and it's going to be pulled by, just right, improves right behind him by just a little bit. So look at the margin between 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 are next to each other on the track. So just maybe getting a little bit of a slipstream from Lucas Clanzaris there. And the Silvers have now, at this given point in time, whoever has crossed the line is done with their lap. Sam Stott is on the back straight, and he's improving. He wants to make a name for himself in Division 2, which he is doing, rightly so. He's got one more corner to negotiate. Can he get it done? The Honda is pretty nice around these medium speed corners, can grip up really nicely, but it can also punish you. Looks like he got the optimal amount of slip as his wipers are not going. Using as little drag as possible to the line, 2/10 on pole. Barry Jerry actually improves to P2 ahead of both Jess Osborne and Lucas Clanzaris. So there you go. Well done to the Mustang driver. Take that, Donovan. Mustang is pretty good in the wet.
I think it's just a skill issue for me. But yeah, this track seems like it's improving a lot, which makes sense, I guess. Red Aoki does like to slide around a bit, and he's definitely proven that there. Except a little improvement, maybe lost out a little bit with that slide.
These two drivers are still on a lap, it seems. Lucas Clanzaris tucking into the slipstream of the Ferrari ahead of Pablo Ferrer. Can he use that to his advantage? He's pretty much even on the Delta. If he gets a nice parabolica the way Sam Stott did, it could be positions gained for him. He's only a couple hundreds behind Jess Osborne, a little bit of sliding, and it looks like he's going to get the improvement. Now the real question is, I think he did cross the line before the 10:30 mark, which is exactly what he needed. And then he does improve to P3, so it's going to be a second row start for Clanzaris, exactly what he wants with the Lexus.
That's 2 out of 3 of our top drivers without wipers. New strat?
I think it's a bug.
My guess is it's just the replay bug, or...
I was going to
It's working on this one.
Cams.
Yeah.
Hood cams without the auto wiper.
Yeah, it could be. It could be hood cams. Yeah.
But it's fun to look at, watching a car go very fast without being able to see anything.
They could be doing just some Kelvin, chase cam.
Chase cam.
Dude, I feel like chase cam is super bad in the wet. You get the spray times like 40 with the radius.
Oh yeah. That's hard mode there though. Yeah.
All right,
You get your own spray?
Maybe.
You get permanent spray even if you're alone. You get spray.
I've never tried it, so.
All right, we're steering off topic. Good, trying to get back on the topic. We're on board with last week's race winner. After a pretty bang on race for Thomas Olhausen, returning back to the top side of the podium in his coveted GTR. Can he do it again today? We all know he's a master of the wet. Of course, last time he was in Division 2 racing in the wet with the Nissan, he did win that Suzuka race in season 16. can he go back-to-back on wet races is the question. Or even back-to-back this season. We obviously saw Mason Moffitt getting P1 twice in a row in the first 2 races. Thomas Olhausen trying to respond after a rough start to the season, you could say, for the driver of his caliber, but he's definitely gotten his mojo back last week.
Yeah, and like I was saying, this is a good car to be in here. I mean, not only is it great here, but it's also, I feel like the Nissan's pretty good in the wet. At least it has been in my experience. So, yeah, I think it could definitely be a really strong one here. So, and Thomas is very comfortable in this car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Had to be done. Had to be done. Speaking of Nissan drivers, Wheezy's in the chat, not racing. Can we get a question mark for that one?
Yeah, that's a good point.
What's this guy doing? All right, Thomas Olhausen to the top. About a second off of Sam Stott's time. Martin Smith jumping up into P11. Philip Mueller ahead of his teammate by about 1/10 of a second. But of course, these are the outlaps. We're still getting the tires in a nice window. We're trying to, get them ready for these moist conditions. I wanted to get on board Tyler Egley, our newest gold driver promotion. Took pole position last week with a pretty strong Ford. Looked like it was very, very fast, and I mean, he proved it. He finished P2 after some blue flag stuff going on there, but Tyler Egley, no stranger to some consistent top 5 results. Let's see if he can get a repeat of that today. A couple of other drivers to look out for, of course. Mason Moffitt in P6 at the moment, sitting about half a second off of Sam Stott. Of course, we said the Honda was strong here, but let's just see how close our gold drivers can get. We don't exactly know if the level of rain dissipated or not, but we will definitely be able to tell with the timings in the next 8 minutes. Next 5 minutes, actually. I apologize. I can't count.
Probably still be able to tell within the next 8 minutes, too.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Oh, Weezy's watching the Cavs game. Clearly more important than D2.
Well, at
This
least
guy.
he's also watching D2, so
I guess.
that's more important than the Cows game. So,
I mean, yeah. One driver that we missed out last week was Mike Gino, returning for wet Monza. it's a nice nice race to come back to after taking a week hiatus from SRA.
yeah, I don't know if I could really call it much of a palate cleanser or anything, but
Is he on slick tires, or am I tripping?
no.
Those were stripes, right?
doubt it.
I saw a stripe, I think.
Yeah. Eh?
Huh.
I don't know. P9 for Mike Gino. Only a couple spots behind his teammate. And more importantly, only 700s off of his teammate. So the silver driver is still holding strong in the top 5 with Sam Stott, Barry Jerry, Clanceris, Jess Osborne, and Caleb Tenney. Yeah, we mentioned there's only one Honda in this division, and it looks like these conditions were pretty tip-top for it. A couple of other drivers still improving quite a bit. We have Crimson Bat, our first races pole sitter at Suzuka. Struggling to get back on form, but if anyone can do it, it's him. You know, he's got the qualifying pace on lock. The Lambo especially is quick in the wet, so I'm sure he could get up there. A couple of other drivers to note, of course, right ahead of him, Thomas Olhausen, only in P22 at the moment. In practice, was pretty darn rapid, I must say. So, kind of curious to see where he falls.
There's no way, Mike. I looked on my game 2 to just double check, and it looks like he's on slick tires. There's just no way. That's got to be a bug.
Is that the hack? Yeah, Mason Moffitt is also on slick tires, apparently. Are they all on slicks? Is this why the silvers are faster? They unlock the secret of picking the wet tire?
I don't believe they're on slicks. It is so wet out there. I do not believe that.
Anyway, Mason Moffitt up 3/10. Martin Smith also up 4/10, actually tracking close to Sam Stott's pole time at the moment. A couple of other drivers also improving, include Justin McKechnie, Trey Morgan. Philip Mueller is dead even on his Delta, and he's going to cross the line after Parabolica. Gonna not improve whatsoever. Martin Smith goes up to P3 Mason Moffett looking to improve in the last corner of the racetrack. It's going to be a slight improvement of worth about 200-300. It's going to shoot him up 3.5 tenths, possibly ahead of Martin Smith, maybe ahead of Barry Jerry at the same time. Let's see where it puts him into P2, right ahead of Barry Jerry, only 0.003 of a second.
Yeah, that's really close. Yeah, but still notably almost 2 full tenths behind M. Stott's time. So that time's holding up really well. Yeah, I wonder if if it's at all wet. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's much wetter. It seems to be mostly just the same as what the Silvers had to deal with. But I don't know. It's really hard to tell unless you're out there driving.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I mean, we have 6 silvers in the top 8, so I mean, definitely could be wetter.
It's possible, but we also talked about, rain is the greatest equalizer, right? That's the whole mantra of Trey Morgan trying to monster truck that curve. Not gonna work for him there. Mason Moffett about a second or a minute through the lap, trying to improve ever so much, and he's improving still, but can he get close to Sam Stott's Sector 2? It's currently looking to be about 3 tenths faster than anybody. Mason being one of the closer challengers, so is actually Jess Osborne was only a 10th off in Sector 2, so there you go, Jess. Hats off to you. Currently fastest Sector 1, it's not the Lexus, it's the Ferrari 488 of Justin McKechnie. How about that?
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's something that, I mean, we haven't talked about Justin at all yet, but and we haven't talked about the 488. He goes up to P8, so solid time. Is that an identical time?
It is to kill Tenny, yeah.
Aston? Wow.
There goes Crimson Bat into P7, talking about how he's strong qualifying. So many drivers crossing the line at the moment, and the checkered flag falls. We have now 4 minutes until it is over. Mason Moffett does pull over. He's not going to improve, so it's going to be at worst P2 for him, or at best P2 for him. Thomas Olhausen still on a lap. A lot of drivers still on laps, but as people are returning to the garage, the game registers that as less cars on the track, which means worse conditions for the remaining drivers. So not many improvements we're seeing across the board. Martin Smith not improving too much, but staying roughly even on his Delta. Crimson Bat as well, staying roughly even. Thomas Olhausen, key driver here, also staying even on his Delta. Matt Artem improving into P8, strong qualifying from him into the top 10. Mike Gino barely improving as well. A couple of the drivers actually improving by quite a bit. Juan Caro rounding the final corner is going to be a 7/10 improvement for him. Should shoot him up into possibly the top 5 if he keeps it climbing with the Delta, which he does. Into P7 right behind another 992. Jess Osborne leading the 992 train this week. There you go, Jess. Good job. Mike Gino improving a 10.5. We have Wilder Vargas improving by a little bit. We have Philip Mueller in P25. That's got to be a bit of a shock.
Yeah, it is. Well, and look how close the drivers are. We've got Kreska and Foster with identical times just ahead of him as well, that are only 7 thousandths ahead of him. I mean, we've got 26 cars all within a second of each other, and 2 tenths between P1 and P2 right now. So this is an impressively close qualifying here. I mean, it is Monza. Monza, doesn't have a ton of turns, but still in the wet. I don't know.
Well, fine margins for Margino. It just improves a little bit, but not enough to go past Sean Curcius. That's going to be all she wrote for qualifying. Sam Stott is your pole position driver. 2 weeks back to back where we have a silver driver taking pole. I mean, very interesting stuff there. But we will be right back after a sponsored message.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT 3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
And a new SRA sponsor, Echoes of Nox. Explore an abandoned space station as you uncover the secrets of why you were left behind. Fight with 3 AI factions and reclaim the station. Wishlist Echoes of Nox on Steam today, releasing in Q2 of 2026. We're back. Just missed Sam Stott coming off the line, with Mason Moffat following him in P2. And look at that, we have silver, gold, silver, gold, silver, silver, gold. Pretty even split in the top 10, the silver and gold drivers, and then it kind of tapers off. You know, there's some gold drivers bunched together, some silvers, but another week where we have a silver driver leading off pole, and it is slightly wetter than it was in qualifying. It is still on the same day as we mentioned with the conditions, but with everybody on the track, it might be a little bit different with the times. Jack, can you tell me what you said during the break about the silvers and gold qualifying?
Sure. So your mention about the number of cars on track, particularly towards the end of the gold qualifying, made me realize that we have actually 5 more silvers than golds in this race, which means that the track was potentially better for the silvers just because they had more cars on track, which was wicking some more water away, and that is why we see some more silvers up at the top rather than what we normally would. So a little bit of conspiracy theory there. Should shape for a very interesting start though, because now all the cars are on the same track at the same time. Can the silvers hold it? Was their pace true, or did they benefit from their own majority? We shall see.
Find out in 2 minutes time. But we are going to run through the grid with this fantastic new camera that we got courtesy of Henry Ramirez from the D1 booth. We got Sam Stott on pole, Mason Moffat in P2. We got Barry Jerry in P3, strong qualifying from him. In P4 we got Martin Smith, and I just noticed that his teammate who qualified in P9, Matt Artem, is in the pits, so don't know what that's about, but that's my fantasy driver, and I am not a happy camper. Lucas Clanzeris in P5, Jess Osborne in P6, strong performance from him as well. Juan Carr in P7, Crimson Bat in P8, we got Caleb Tenney in P9, the last silver, rounding out the top 10, and as well as Justin McKechnie joining us, and of course the Giovanni's Italian Deli livery with his teammate Ponzo Rigatoni further down the grid somewhere. He's actually not here. That's a shame. Thomas Olhouse right behind him in P11. A bit of a shot qualifying from him, but his race pace has always proved to be quite a factor in these races. I feel like he's going to be up there, maybe in the top 5. We'll see. Sean Curcio in P12. We got Mike Gino in lucky number 13. Right behind him is Trey Morgan. P14, Tyler Egley, our newly promoted gold driver in P15. Mac Morgan right behind him. In P16, Pat Cockcroft. In P17, we got Sean Williams in 18. So the two teammates, the Rexy and Roxy, lining up next to each other on the same row of the grid. Pablo Fair in P19. We got Bearded Badass in P20, and the other 4 with his teammate in P3. Philip Mueller in P21. Sick SVG in 22nd. We got Steve Foster in 23rd. Potts Weaver in P24. We got Kreska, Pavel Kreska in P25. So let's see if he can get up there in positions. Nico Suave in P26. Tony Zigmond in P27 with his teammate right behind him, Walter Givagnoli in P28. Wilder Vargas in P29. Anthony Marrera in P30. We got Jackson Thomas in P31. Sean Leach in 32nd right behind him. Shane Lewis in 33rd. Rene Yoka Aoki in 34th. Daniel Builes in P35, Hunter Gale in 36. We got Ramon Lorenzo in P37, and the 2 drivers in the pits, Matt Artem and Travis Fletcher, rounding out the top 40 at this point. So everyone, if they finish the race, are guaranteed points. That's the beauty of SRA's point system, is that the top 40 do get points if you complete 75% of the race, but maximum points will be available to those fighting at the front of the grid. We got Sam Stott lining up on the inside as Mason Moffitt lines up on the outside of him, and they're going to have a monster run into turn 1. But they got 2 powerhouses of cars right behind them. The Audi, known for its starts, the Mustang, known for its top speed with the restrictor, of course, this week, but it's compensated with some minus kg. We're going to be starting soon and shortly, but Sam Stott a little bit further back in his box than normal, and Mason Moffitt is going to be side by side with the Honda. It's got such good acceleration, especially in the wet, and he gets it wet cleanly. Matt Artem, of course, had a great start. We're going to be on board with a couple of these drivers. We're going to go back a little bit more. Martin Smith with a monster start as well. Sean Curcio or Lucas Clenzeris making up a couple of positions as well on Jess Osborne, maybe on the inside. Mason Moffitt, a little bit of a tap with Martin Smith, and there's a car sideways. That's going to be Mason Moffitt. Boom, boom, shakalaka. Monza turn 1 has kicked off here at SRA. Sean Curcio, a lot of slow concertina effects into turn 1, and there's a car on the outside that's slightly stopped on the racing line. Not the most ideal situation, but most people are clear. Not many yellow flags. Couple cars sideways with Mason Moffitt dropping down into P36. Oh no, that's the leaderboard resetting. Down into it looks like P4. Jess Osborne all the way up into P3. Wow. Martin Smith into P2, and the driver that lost out the most got to be Barry Jerry from that top 3.
I can't believe that 3 wide survived. Survived.
We survived, I think. Yep. And there it is. Oh my god.
That was a combo.
That was unrelated.
Whopper Wednesday, baby.
Wow. Oh.
Nico Sawari is sideways at Lesmo 1. One more driver to negotiate through Lesmo 1. It's going to be Travis Fletcher bringing up the rear. But Sam Stott is very far ahead of P2. You can see the gap to Martin Smith is already 2 seconds. So the Honda driver is very, very clear. So he's just got to keep his head down, not worry about these drivers. But Jess Osborne into P3. Possibly nosebleeds for him. Of course, being a driver in D2 in the past, wants to return to his natural form, which is competing at the top. And he's doing just that as this race is underway. Rene Oki is yellow flagged at, not what you want to see from the Mercedes. Yellow flagged at Ascari. Looks like he maybe got a little bit on the curb. And there's the spinner, just unsavable there.
Yeah.
Unlucky for Rene Oki.
That is not not an ideal spot to take a slide, because you can't really correct it, in these conditions.
Why are cars? I don't understand why my game does this. Did you see that? Like,
yeah. It looked like he was just by himself, and it's definitely not the case.
More carnage at turn 1. It looks like Woncaro. Oh,
he's just tapped from behind.
He was given some help.
Oh, he almost got him track without too many losses, but just gave it a little bit extra.
A lot of drivers off track. My goodness.
Yeah, they're not getting this braking right. It seems.
It's not easy in the wet for sure. Yaps have kind of strung themselves out a little bit. Of course, we did mention Sam Stott leading this race with his fastest lap, a 2.5 seconds clear, but that's just on the last lap. This is going to be the second lap of the race right now, and it's going to be a more representative way to see where everyone stacks up on pace. I do want to make a note of, see the 2 teammates, Lucas Clenzeris and Sean Curcio, in P8 and 9. Let's see if they can work together. Mac Morgan making a pass just now on Sean Williams. You can see going through Ascari. The Roxy getting a little bit wide, a little bit nervous through Ascari, and takes too much of the curb on the exit. Mac Morgan, this is going to be possibly the easiest pass we will see tonight for a Lamborghini around Monza.
Yeah, that's definitely unless you're running Michael Menning spec, but
Michael Menningspec, you want to enlighten the viewers of what that means?
That means zero wing.
Interesting. What happened there? This
gonna
Osborne
let
cutting
him
the track,
die?
and he's going to lose the position to Mason Moffitt as he does take the racing line, and Jess Osborne is going to be compromised on exit. It's going to invite Mason back into the top 3. Let's see if he can get back to where he was in P2. Martin Smith taking the fastest lap last go around with a 54.1, half a second quicker than Sam Stott. So there you go, Jack. We talked about how the solar drivers maybe not able to cope with the race condition pressure from the gold drivers and the consistency that they have. Lucas Clanzeris goes a little bit off track. See what happened here. Alexis getting a nice overspeed on the Mustang, takes the inside line, possibly a little bit overzealous on the brakes, and he does push a little bit wide. Barry Jerry has to go onto the escape road, but no changes in position, so no harm, no foul. But yeah, it's not what you want to be doing. You don't want to be fighting with cars ahead running away from you.
Not at all. And we're already starting to see some pretty big gaps, especially between P7 and P8. Well, no, P6 and P7, sorry. There's a nice big gap until a huge train of cars. We see some good fighting in the entry of Ascari.
That was really close from Mac Morgan.
Yeah, really brave there. I mean, Egley did not have the overlap on him, so but that could have been very scary.
Lots of overtakes happening. Clanzeris actually makes his way past Barry Jerry, and that's also going to invite his own teammate, Sean Curcio, to have a possible run on Barry Jerry. But now he's in a Lexus sandwich. This is maybe exactly where you want to be with the slipstream. But look at just how much he's gaining. Even in the slipstream of another Lexus, Lexus just pulling on the Ford. Wait, he's continuing to pull. Oh my god, that was kind of insane.
Yeah, too close to the braking zone to be able to do anything about it, but
he's pretty close now. Let's see if he can do anything with the gap. Look at this.
This is very close. Yeah, it's tough. It's getting a little washed out. It's almost like he's still gonna have.
He's still gaining without the slipstream.
Yeah.
Leaves the space.
Barry Jerry leaves the space. Yeah. Which only kind of slowed him down a little bit. Sean Curcio not going to be able to do anything here, but yeah, he's going to just continue to put him on pressure, and Barry Jerry definitely is feeling that pressure because he goes wide into the first Lesmo.
Nice move there for Sean Curcio, and now it's going to also invite Thomas Olhausen. Monza is a track of rhythm, and Barry Jerry seems to be knocked out of it, but guess what? Right behind Thomas Olhausen is Caleb Tenney. Are they going to go side by side, pushing him all the way to the left where the puddles are very dire? Thomas Olhausen keen to keep his P10, trying to make any sort of inroads further in. Oh, a little bit of slidey there for the GTR driver, Thomas Olhausen, but no changes in position. This go around through sector 3. Let's check back in with the leaders. Oh, it looks like Mac Morgan a little bit slow on exit there. Lost quite a bit of time and positions. Oh wow. Completely goes off track. We barely just missed it. Looks like maybe a little bit late on the brakes. Not expecting Tyler Egley to brake or slow down that much. It's also going to have Sig SVG make a nice move around the outside. And now he's got to deal with racing Steve Foster in the 296.
We have a battle for the lead right now.
Oh, we do.
Martin Smith did pull alongside on the entries. It's the first chicane, but was not able to hold it. So he tucks back in.
Got identical fastest laps here, too.
Yeah, Mason Moffitt and Martin Smith both sharing the fastest lap of a 54.005. So, we got more yellow flags. Oh, that's Trey Morgan. What happened here? Let's see what happened to Trey Morgan. Looks like under braking. Of course, turn 1, Tyler Egley late on the brakes. Dodges one, hits the other. Both of them do some synchronized spinning at turn 1 in Monza. It's going to basically make everybody cut the corner at turn 1. So there you go. Warnings for all those guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh no. I think Mac Morgan was involved in this one.
Not a good lap from the Morgan brothers.
Yeah, the Morgan brothers are just
no!
doing
You're
it
supposed
right
to
now.
go the opposite way, not into the rest of the cars.
Oh, this is so sad.
Oh, and he immediately leaves the race.
Yeah.
Got a feel for him.
Yeah. I definitely do. Yeah, that's a bummer.
All right. Well, it's time. We're going to be splitter cam. Of course, we talked about how that Honda just lacks so much on the straight line. We have more yellow flags. It's going to be Tyler Egley, last week's podium finisher, losing a lot of spots. But I do want to come back to this fight with P1 and P2. Looks like Sam Stott didn't get the best of exits, and the Audi is just going to be in the slipstream trying to prowl on this Honda's rear diffuser as they slipstream down to the turn one. Look at the gain that this Audi is getting on the Honda. Honda must be running some highway. Oh my god, bump drafting him into turn one. Looks like he wants to pick his battles. Right now is not the moment. He knows the Honda has got some very premier acceleration, and maybe he's trying to set up a move into the following straight of Curva Grande, but we all know the cars do kind of wash out on the outside, so maybe not what Martin Smith wants to do at this point in time.
Yeah, Martin Smith is a pretty smart driver with his strategies too. So he might be just wanting to maybe work with Stott, to try to get ahead. I mean, Mason Moffitt though is still catching them, so he also might just be better off just going for a pass. Oh, late braking again. Oh, and going to the inside again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Guys,
not ideal.
That was a nice Scandi flick though.
Yeah.
We got some side-by-side between the two Colombian natives, Oncaro, and we got as well Daniel Builes. Of course, we just saw him spin out a little bit at turn one. But Oncaro makes easy work and is now trying to get at Pablo Ferrer, another fellow Colombian, into the first Lesmo. The Porsche, of course, very, very nimble, especially on these wet conditions. Good on acceleration, not so good on the straight line department, but he's making good work of making some passes up the field. Oh, look at this.
Mason has a run.
Yeah.
I believe
Mason slots in.
Martin Smith got a little bit weary on the exit. Mason just zoomed past him.
Yep,
Daring
that made
move
it.
on the inside there with all the puddles.
Arkt made a good point that if Stott and Mason are aware, they shouldn't fight Smith just because he, does have a potential penalty looming over him for the lap one. Obviously that'll be gone over a lot closer.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, Mason Moffitt going deep on the inside there.
Is he gonna hold the position? No, he's gonna.
He does lift, yeah.
He does lift.
I don't think he lifts. I think he just has no acceleration, and Martin Smith just had the runway to slingshot past the McLaren there.
Could be,
We
yeah.
saw the Audi just have
that
so
was-
much pace on the other two cars in the top three here.
All of this is helping out Stott so much. The gap already over 2 seconds. So, I mean, this is massive for his race.
Yeah,
One thing I will
absolutely.
say is even if Martin has a penalty looming, from Mason's perspective, he still has to pass him to catch Sam if he wants to win.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Mike! Elbows out! Oh, squirrel!
Whoa, and then getting sideways
Squirrel.
on exit.
Whoa! That's a cent and a half! Thomas Olhausen pushing Mike Gino, seemingly, I'm not going to say in retaliation because I don't think it was intentional, but pushing Mike Gino off the track, losing a bunch of positions. That's going to invite a through goes Jerry moment ahead of both Gino and Olhausen back into the top 10.
Iconic call
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
I'm scared every single time I see drivers go side by side this race.
Yeah, well, it has been a crazy one. We've had some good battles, to be fair.
Yeah, we have.
But there has been a lot of carnage, unfortunately.
Too much for my liking.
Yeah.
Oh, shows his nose up the inside. Trey Morgan, of course, weary of the Mustang. But he goes wide. He just washes out onto the AstroTurf. He's going to invite Hunter Gale to make a move, but hold on. Why? What's happening with Hunter Gale? What?
Did he miss the shift?
That's a good question. Maybe.
Yeah.
Very, very possible. Well, I think Samstop made a mistake. The gap is now 1 second.
We went away. Yeah. They,
Are you?
Somebody
Oh my
died.
God, I had to click
Yeah,
away.
they touched going into the braking. You cut away right when it was happening.
I was looking at race control.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah, and Anthony,
what?
Yeah, I think that's Artem behind.
That is
When
the third
he-
time Trey has been
Oh my
hit
God.
first one.
This is
This poor guy,
terrible
dude.
for-
Leave him alone.
Like he is getting absolutely picked on.
Oh, stop go 30 for Shane Lewis. No. That's a warning as well. He crossed the pit exit. Oh man. We got another
Oh,
yellow
boy.
flag as well. Movers. Look,
Yeah.
this battle isn't over. Barry Jerry lost 4 positions. Right, he's down at the P14. Mike Gino somehow ahead of all of them again. What? Hold on, I'm gonna go back. What happened?
Oh my goodness.
I'm so confused right now, dude.
Oh, he
I'm so
already had
confused.
passed Pat and Philip there because Philip was running right behind his teammate. Yeah, I have no idea. There's a lot to keep track of, I guess.
Dude, I don't know. Sean Curcio gets past his teammate, or Lucas Clanzeris. Yeah, they get past, but now look at this. They're slipstreaming each other. Sean Curcio's taking the defensive line. I wonder if there's a bit of team orders here. Jack, this is your specialty. You were talking about team orders with Kreska and Morgan last week. What are we thinking here?
I mean, I do love some team orders drama and spice. From their perspective, they probably should band together, especially because it's quite early on. But I don't know, that kind of defensive move made it sound like, or made it look like, Lucas Clanceris or Sean Curcio is definitely not interested in having a pass on.
Side by side again.
Thomas Olhausen.
Yeah, Thomas
I was just
Olsen
wanted to point
was
that
going to the pits
in the
there.
pit.
Good call out.
Yeah, I think he's the highest driver to hit so far. I think what he was in P11, something like that. 12. Yeah, but
Weezy just messaged me, said we're gonna have to send up the steward signal this week.
yeah,
Damn
it is
right.
going to be a busy one.
Yeah, so the gap has closed again to Sam Stott. So maybe
Well, one thing I actually wanted to talk about is the speed traps. Most cars are between 268 and 278 with a Aston Martin with that 278. The Lexuses are about 275, 276. So pretty impressive from that Aston Martin. But Sam Stott is only 259 for his speed
oh man,
trap. So
It sounds like a different class.
that is
we got
brutal.
GT4s on track. Oh my god.
Yeah, he is 9 Ks down from the next slowest car that I could see. So yeah, pretty brutal.
Not ideal. Yeah, it's gonna be make it very hard to defend. Because if Martin Smith is able to close up in the corners as much as he has been, and we all know he's already faster in the straights, I mean, Sam Stott is basically a sitting duck.
Actually impressed
yeah.
he's still leading with that slow of a straight line.
I mean, we saw Martin Smith, he just bump drafted him. He definitely had the opportunity to pass him, but I guess he just didn't want to. Not really sure what happened there in terms of decision making, but on board with Mike Gino, there's Trey Morgan, yellow flagged on the inside, rejoining on the left, but Mike Gino's eyes ahead, trying to pass Philip Enos Mueller for P10, pushing him a little bit offline for Dilla Rogers chicane, but does lose out a little bit there. Then he's on just a superior grip there for the GTR. Get up to Wilder Vargas fighting another 296. A car that you do not want to be battling in the same conditions, I'll tell you that much. Both cars obviously excelling in the same spots. Granted, they could be on different setups, different wing levels, different ride heights, different toe values in the tires. And Wilder Vargas is going to get past after possibly forcing a mistake from Jackson Thomas. And there you go, +1 position for the Colombian. side by side a little bit on entry there with Pat Cockcroft and Sig SVG. Pat does retain the position at the moment, but Sig SVG is going to be pushing him through Ascari. Does get a nice exit, is going to take the racing line. Brenayoki yellow flag that allows him to, but Pat Cockcroft, look at the speed he's just losing. That's all because of the puddles. Definitely not because the Ford is faster in a straight. It's just puddle. For sure.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
It's the puddles. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, what's going on here? Some battling. We talked about that straight line speed. Martin Smith's taking the fastest lap last go around. I feel like I do want to go back, but this is going to be really close with Martin Smith and Sam Stott for the remainder of this first stint. We do know how that top speed is struggling on the Honda. Martin Smith is just keen to get as far ahead as possible, possibly some penalties looming over his head.
Yeah, and it is a good, call out to not battle him too, but at the same time, Sam Stott, he was in front of it all and, had a really good launch, so he could not really even tell what was going on. So, I don't think he would know, whether it would be the best idea to battle or not. My guess is he just wants to stay ahead.
Maybe Sam Stott's tires are just way too hot. We just saw him pull off to the wet part of the track. I say wet part as if the entire track isn't wet, but the part of the track that is not nearly as dry as the racing line is. And Sam Smith, that's a singer. Martin Smith, Martin Smith doing his best to stay within the slipstream of Sam Stott, only 2/10 away. He's just gaining and gaining the whole time on the back straight, and I fear this might be a moment of maybe nervousness for Sam Stott. We could see the car struggling to get the traction there, and the Honda, like we said, is just going to be a sitting duck here. Watch him just gain. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There's the slipstream kicking in, and the Honda rear wing is too high to deal with Martin Smith and that Audi on the straight line speed. Just an absolute bullet compared to that Honda, and he does make the move into P1. Will he keep it though is the real question. He's also going to invite Mason Moffitt to try to tag on to Sam. Oh, you can see where Sam is fast. That's in the corners and acceleration, but Martin Smith, I feel like, just has the acceleration and the straight line speed to remain ahead. Around Curva Grande they go. Sam Stott in the slipstream, so he is going to benefit with the drag, the lack of drag at least from the Audi, but the Honda just not making any inroads on that straight line speed of the Audi of Martin Smith.
I think it's going to be really hard for him to make any sort of passes aside from pit strategy, and that is a big one. If he's able to undercut, I do notice a lot of drivers have very slow pit stops, and I think I know what that would probably be for. My guess is drivers fixing some damage or something, but
possibly, yeah.
But yeah, notably that whole battle with Thomas Olhausen and Barry Jerry, Thomas Olhausen was stopped for 38 seconds. So he was undercut by drivers like Barry Jerry. And yeah, so yeah, pit strategy, that's definitely going to be a big one though.
Let's see how the race is shaping up. We do have a question where Trey is. Trey is in P37, not the last BMW on the grid, at least for him, but definitely not the best of races for Mr. Morgan there. Both Morgans not having the best of races. I mean, we did see, I was talking to Trey before the race, of course, had a strong showing here a couple seasons back when he was in Division 4 driving the McLaren. Different car, different conditions, different day. Stuff just happens at this track. You know how it is with Monza.
It definitely does happen. And stuff happened with Trey, unfortunately. I mean, we saw, 3 incidents that he was...
Incidences?
Yeah, Oh, yeah. That he was involved with, unfortunately, but...
All right, Jack.
Into the pits.
I haven't heard from you in a bit. What's the pits looking like right now? Who are you keeping an eye on?
Yeah, so we saw Thomas Olhausen, obviously a very quick driver. He came in pretty early. I was confused by why he was behind Barry Jerry, but now I know, thanks to our lovely Donovan, that he had a slow pit stop. But I've been trying to keep track of his lap times. He is currently, his last lap was a 54:19, which is 7/10 faster than Sam and 4/10 faster than Mason. So he's running leader pace right now. Potentially trying to do the mega undercut. My biggest worry is, since he has so many cars in front of him that have already pit, would it really make a difference? One interesting driver that I've also been keeping track of is Mr. Philip Mueller. He had a poor quali for himself, but he is doing quite well. He was up 11 spots before the pit stops, and is currently leading the pit stop runners. So it'll be very interesting to see where he comes out after the full rotation.
I was going to point that out too, because it's actually really quite interesting, because he was a few positions behind Thomas Olhausen. He was,
yes, he was.
I think, like 3 positions behind Thomas Olhausen, fighting with Mike Gino. And so, I mean, he might be looking at, like, you know, I don't know, 8 or P7 right now, depending on the other drivers, you know, when they come in. But yeah, so this pit strategy might be working out extremely well for Philip there.
Uh-oh, did we lose? Oh, into the bets.
Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Phew!
Oh, so yeah, Matt Artem making. Oh, that's Matt Artem. I got confused with Matt and Martin Smith. Yeah.
We
I'm
saw
just-
Sam Stott
I'm
make
confused.
2 different little sniffs at Martin Smith there, which is interesting, considering his straight line speed and our belief that he probably won't be able to pass. I don't know if Martin is beginning to struggle, or if Sam has figured out that he was on the wrong engine map or something.
So I think it's more just to do with, you know, the Honda being much slower in the straight compared to its rivals around it, which also contributes to how late you can brake, right? You're gonna be close to them in the braking zone. We we can only assume that Sam is running max wing, which is, in most cases around most tracks, it's the way to go fast, because, you know, these corners you require a lot of downforce. But with Monza in the race, you do want to run a higher wing, lower wing. Sorry. With all these straights, it just makes it a lot easier to defend. Sam Stott electing to go into the pits. Mason Moffitt alongside him as well, going into the pit lane. So there you go. I was gonna say Mason should probably look to pit even earlier than Sam Stott. I feel like he's got
Yeah.
a lot of pace in him. Make sure that you
I
aren't
wouldn't-
repairing damage, Mason, because we saw with Thomas, you're gonna lose a lot of time in the pits.
Yeah, I would have done opposite that Sam did personally, but I mean, as we have, you know, been talking about, Sam's top speed is so low that you know, he might not be too worried about making that pass. But yeah, this is a good strategy though for Sam Stott though, because you know, you'll want to get back ahead of Martin Smith there, and that's kind of his only option, I feel like, is to do it in the pits.
I think Mason repaired. Oh no, he's right behind him.
Seem closer.
It is a lot closer. So can he stay in the slipstream of the Honda? Is the real question. A little bit high on the TC engagement there out of the pits. Not what he wants, and he does lose out a couple tenths to Sam Stott, but if he can remain in the slipstream, I mean, we saw the parachute that the Honda has for an engine. It's definitely possible for Mason to make a move at some point. Let's see what Martin Smith does, because this will be the real sign of what's going to happen for the rest of this race. Martin Smith looks like he's struggling to find which gear he wants to be in. It looks like he's positioning to go inside the pits, which he is, smartly enough. Is he going to have a nice pit entry? Looks like, you know, it's all good. not too conservative, not too aggressive, enough for Martin Smith to be happy. As he goes into the pits, Justin McKechnie follows suit. It's going to promote Crimson Bat into the overall lead for the race at the moment. But, of course, after the pit cycle is complete, that'll be the more obvious sign of how this race is going to pan out for the remaining 30 minutes.
I'm very curious to see where Martin Smith is going to come out in relation to Sam Stott and Mason Moffitt. They didn't have remarkable. They had pretty normal pit stops. So, yeah, we shall see.
I think a bit slower for Sam Stott, 33 seconds time stops versus Mason's 32. So,
Yeah.
possibly slightly moved, or just a little bit hesitant turning the car off. Maybe not fast enough there. But all eyes are on the screen as Martin Smith is going to be exiting the pit. I believe he's going to be well clear, but remember, these drivers that have undercut him or tried to undercut him do have the benefit of the warmer tires. So if Martin Smith isn't able to fire these up within some time, then he's definitely going to struggle. But it looks like the gap is well clear for Martin Smith, and he does negotiate turn one pretty well.
Yeah, he had a 32-second pit stop, so a little bit faster than Sam Stott, but he's, I mean, well over a second ahead right now. So
Did he gain time through that? I believe
I think so.
gap was probably only about a second and a half. And it's now, it's only about 2 seconds. Maybe with the warmer tires this lap it'll be about equal.
I think it was mostly just with, I mean, Sam's slightly slower pit stop. Oh, say SVG with a drive-through. I imagine that's for track limits.
I think you may have cut the something. Turn one. That's the word.
Yeah. That, you could definitely get that. I mean, you could also get a stop go 10 for cutting.
If you go fast enough, you can get disqualified.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Don't ask me if I've done that before.
Have you done that before?
Maybe. All right, a couple more.
Jess
cars.
Osborne in the pits.
Yeah, there you go.
As well as Pat Cockcroft. Jess was P5 after his little foyer into the first chicane zigzag.
Just for some fun, you know?
I mean, you gotta explore every part of the track, right?
Yeah, we pay for all, you gotta use it.
Hey, I'd rather only lose a position or two rather than get a stop go 10 or disqualified if you're Anton.
So
I
where
didn't
else
say I
can you
got
get a stop
disqualified.
go 10 though?
Oh, okay.
I think you can get one for cutting the De La Raja chicane. I believe.
Yeah.
It's only a couple places. I mean, in the ACC universe, this is quite a rare opportunity for these drivers if they want to add up to their penalty scorecards.
I'll do it. Get me in there, coach. Let me show these guys how it's done. Fastest DQ in the West. Do want to point out, Justin McKechnie, of course, pitted right behind Mason Moffitt. Or it wasn't Mason Moffitt, it was Martin Smith. He's in effectively what I think is P4.
Coming up on a stopped car around here. I don't. That's Pablo Ferrer. Don't know what happened to him.
We can maybe check it out if I can find it quickly enough, which I can't
He was
because I'm
stopped there
slow.
for a little while, unfortunately. So
I'll save him the trouble.
yeah,
Mason Moffitt.
unfortunate. He was in a good running in a good position. One of the
Mason
few
Moffitt?
drivers to pit or not pit.
Mason Moffitt. 3 times the charm.
Yeah.
Within
I was
6
just trying to
tenths.
think of something.
There you go. Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
Are off our game. Oh my god. Pink Pony Club? Someone say that?
Yeah, hey. they're in their rightful place in D1. We don't have to Have that curse.
Yeah, so Martin Smith given an opportunity to stretch his legs now. Showing some good pace up front. What?
We all want it.
I'm a nostalgia merchant, okay? Nostalgia
haven't
being a
been
couple
graced-
weeks ago.
I haven't been graced live with the honor to hear the infamous call out.
Oh, true. You've only heard it back in.
I'm trying
heard
to
it
do
back.
better
Not the same.
as a commentator. Not my brightest moments, you know? Yeah, I know I said that. Thanks for calling it out on Twitch as if I forgot my very awesome moment in Imola with like 28 minutes to go.
Wide in Lesma 1. I wonder if he... I mean... It could have just been, I guess, a bad turn there. But, no, that's one thing with these wet conditions. Sometimes drivers won't necessarily get their pressures, you know, right in that. Oh, Pablo Ferrer, his race goes from bad to worse. That is a massive bummer.
This is so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like the last of the pitters are entering the pits. Foncaro, the only one not pitted yet. We see Crimson Bat in the pits right now. 18 laps on these first set of wet tires. Calling it done, calling it quits. 35 minutes into the race and put on a fresh set of tires with Foncaro trying his best to look after the tires. That's another thing I want to point out is that with the fuel coming out, you know, less and less water on the racing line, the times do get faster, and they get significantly faster. Stuff that you don't really see in the dry conditions. The wet tires don't wear as much, but they definitely do wear. And what that can cause is like a sort of placebo effect with your tire degradation. So I think Foncaro is experiencing a little bit of that placebo, thinking that his times are getting faster, which they definitely are, but he's losing out on some really good pace, which we can definitely see from Martin Smith the last lap, 53.465, taking the purple lap on the last go. Jess Osborne making it past Crimson Bat after undercutting him by quite a margin. Looks like Crimson Bat's overcut did not work a treat as he thought he would. Now he's got to deal with the rampaging Lexus behind.
Sorry, he did overshoot the chicane on the exit of pit lane. I caught that. Which allowed Jess to motor on by.
The classic. I did that yesterday. Easy to do, hard to get right. Cold tires on a pit exit is not nice, especially in the wet. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, we got some slowdowns possibly. Ramon Lorenzo chasing down Anthony Morera into turn 1. See what happened here. Wow!
Chasing very quickly. Does manage to get it stopped though. Did he?
He also does keep the spot.
Keep the spot.
He does keep the position.
What?
That's a clinical
That is-
move.
What a move. Speaking of
It's
moves,
quite the dive.
Hunter Gill around the outside of Travis Fletcher in turn 6 there. Into turn 7, Tyler Egley now trying to make any sort of inroads. We did see the Aston having the fastest top speed of any car. I believe they're running low wing. I mean, of course, but Aston's one of those cars where you don't actually see much benefit to running lower wing, or, you know, the trade-offs aren't as great as you think they would be. Especially in the wet. I feel like you'd want to run max wing here, but it seems like Caleb Tenney, no stranger to danger, in a good way though. Pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, and P28 at P8. Sorry about that. Look at this move on the outside. Travis Fletcher getting onto the puddles. Tyler Egley getting a good exit from Ascari. It's going to be move done at the moment. We did talk about how the Astons got some power, and maybe a bit too much power there, as the rears do go a little bit wily there for Travis Fletcher.
Yeah, that was a good time for that slide, right? When you say power, it steps out a little bit.
Yes, power. Maybe he's still got some power. Maybe he's looking to set up a dive up the inside. Not this time. I mean, we've seen plenty of moves diving up the inside. It did not work.
Yeah. I wonder what wing they're running in the Pokemon Emerald cars. Because I mean they might be running different wing. There's 3 kph difference between them and the speed trap, so they might not be doing the same stuff. But yeah, Caleb saying he's still holding that speed trap or speed trap, top speed. Man, I can't talk today.
It's Whopper Wednesday, that's why.
Oh yeah,
Need a Whopper.
I do. Yeah, I'm slacking.
I had a Whopper today for the first time in like, I don't know, 8 years.
Yeah.
Can't really say that if I know if much has changed or not, but it was enough to prepare myself for the stream today.
Problem with me is I gotta travel like, I don't know, at least 30 plus minutes to get to a Whopper.
You got that
so-
Mormon Burger King.
Just in the mountains.
That Mormon Mountain Burger King. Tyler Eggley, we did see Hunter Gale make a little bit of a mistake on exit from Scary after a little aside, and Tyler Eggley makes, I don't want to say quick work of the Mustang because the Mustang did take the outside line. Hunter Gale can have a nice run if he can tuck in behind the slipstream of the other Mustang, which not choosing to do, but Tyler Eggley looks to be far enough ahead to keep this spot.
Before we get a little bit further in the race, I just want to make some call-outs on strategy now that all of the pitters have done so. We talked about Philip Mueller earlier. He is up to P9 now. 11 spots, or is that 12 spots? That's 12 spots from his grid position, so excellent work there. Another one who has come quite far up is Pavel Kreska, who has jumped 14 positions. I think he and Philip ran very similar strategies. They seem to be front to back with each other and now have Mike Gino in between. So we see a nice run from Thomas Olhausen. Looking at around the outside, could be pretty bold in the wet. Oh my goodness. Small tap, but nothing too hurtful. Just a nudge, let him know he's there.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Oh man, the Lexus has just got too many legs.
Yeah.
Too many horses in the front. Oh, he
I was
overshot
thinking
the
of
braking
saying
zone.
it, I didn't, but
Saying,
that's a common theme this race, huh?
what were you gonna say, huh?
what Jack said, I didn't say anything.
I mean, it's got the horsepower.
Uh-huh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
I've been going to bed earlier, so like I'm naturally just more tired. No.
Oh, yeah.
So if I say it, then I'm probably not even gonna notice it.
Oh, man.
You know,
Yeah, Thomas Olhausen looking really late on the brakes for all of these braking zones. I mean, he tapped Quinceris ahead, going into Parabolica. He really kind of went not totally deep into both the chicanes, but much later on the brakes. Oh, there's chaos turn 1. I don't know. what
Yeah,
happened
I
there.
just took a look back and there were 2 cars spinning into the front chicane before they reached the corner.
Oh.
So I'm not really
Fun.
sure how that happened. I just went back and saw them spinning down the straight.
I'm glad I didn't get that one.
It's just some fun and games.
I'll see you later when I'm steering, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be. I'm checking for when that's going to be submitted.
Yeah, the rain has not let up whatsoever, so the conditions that we started with have pretty much been the same. I think it actually got slightly more wet. We saw the track temp go down a little bit. Granted, it is 4:50 p.m. Over in Monza at this point in time. Not actually, but in-game time. Yeah, almost happy hour over there. Ooh, maybe a bit of a almost a happy hour moment there from Matt Arden. Pulls this nice switchback. It looks like on Pat Cockcroft. We can see right ahead there's a yellow flag with Rene Yoki, but it's not going to be enough for the Audi to get the switchback. Pat Cockcroft just easily on the power, staying ahead. But Matt Arden isn't done yet. He's got the slipstream. Maybe Pat's going to take a defensive line, move over a little bit in the last second, and force Arden to pick a line here. Pat himself goes a bit deep. It's going to invite Matt Arden to try to take a switchback line again, but just not enough traction. Pat places the car pretty well in that situation, and it's going to be behind through Lesmo 1 and 2 for the time being. Still, you can see in the mirrors of the Audi, Juan Caro and the other Porsche pushing the Audi, egging him on to overtake the other 992 ahead of him.
Damn, potentially go defensive here into Ascari.
Not enough though, not enough horsepower on that car.
Blue with a drive-through.
No! This is so sad. Travis Fletcher has gone round. Wow, oh.
Oh, okay. Oh.
That's a tease for the end of the race.
True. The Bailey Kish special.
That reminds me of that one Aston incident that happened there in real life where the door flew off.
Oh yes,
You guys remember
that was
that?
a fun one.
Yeah.
How
They
did
should do that
that?
in the game.
How did that start? Was it a brake failure that then went
was.
straight on?
Yeah, it was a brake failure. Which is not what you want here at the Temple of Speed.
Oh, that would be a very fun time for your brake to hit the floor.
That'd be terrifying.
I think Seb had a brake failure in 2020 it was. This very track. And he went through the
trying to remember.
styrofoam barriers at turn 1. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I do remember that, yeah.
My brakes failed.
Did he keep going that race?
No, you're not allowed to keep going in.
I don't remember as well then.
We have no brakes, no tires. We are out of the points. Oh, look at
I feel
this.
like you need to work on your Seb accent.
That was not Seb.
Oh, okay.
That was Fernando.
Oh, okay.
What? This guy.
You need to work on your Fernando accent then.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, honestly.
Wait, what was the infamous one? Where is Palmer? Karma.
He has a lot of infamous ones. I think that's what happens when you are in F1 for so long.
Oh
Man. Between these two Porsche drivers, they stay alive and the Ferrari goes off in sympathy behind.
in sympathy. Did you mean? I don't think sympathy is the right word, but I kind of like it.
Like, he was expecting them to make contact. So
I've
he
heard
was just running.
heard it used in that sense before, and I quite enjoy anyone who uses.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like that.
See where like that.
Oh, look at this. The Crimson Bat trying to chase down Jess Osborne now loses a position to Sean Kersey. Let's see how that's happened. Yeah,
Ooh,
just deep on the brakes there. It cuts enough of the chicane to maybe not get the stop go 10, but it's just, yeah, always rejoining onto that track with that bump. Not going to be easy, and the Lambo does lose out to Sean Curcio.
That is such a common theme this race, is going deep into the chicanes. I feel like
I feel like people didn't practice.
yeah, that might be a wet driving thing. I don't know. They're not used to the wet here.
They do have 23 laps under their belt to figure out where to brake.
That's true. That's true.
It may not be enough.
Maybe
but
we need
there is some
a little bit
practice.
more. A little bit more. Let's see. Let's check in with some. I mean, gaps have kind of evened out a little bit. Martin Smith. Let's check in with him. Still in P1. The last lap was a little bit slower than Stam Stott, about 4/10 nearly. Mason Moffitt has kind of tapered off away from the back of Sam Stott out of the pits. 10 minutes to go. Martin Smith looking in a nice position to take the flag on merit P1. But of course we did see at the start of the race the Audi just got a monster getaway. We don't know what's going to happen with the stewards at this point in time. If you do not know already, all lap ones are reviewed automatically, and the rest of the stewarding tickets are via submission from the driver's discretion. So we'll see what happens after the race. Of course, penalties will get released a couple days after tonight's race concludes in about 10 minutes time. But for now, Martin Smith on track to be a race winner.
One interesting thing about those penalties too, if we were to speculate it being a 10 or potentially even a 20-second penalty with the bump up, 10 seconds would put him P3. They're not too bad. 20 seconds would only put him, as of right now, it's between P5 and P6. So not the absolute worst thing in the world, but definitely worse than first.
Yeah. You really don't. You know, it's always a bummer to lose it, you know, in penalties. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens in that regard.
God, these cameras are awful.
That was an incredible camera angle.
Yeah, the cameras at this, it's interesting how some tracks have it, you know, so much better than others. Like Laguna Seca last week, I think has some of my favorite camera angles in the game. Ooh, what happened to Clanceras?
No! What happened?
Yeah, he was having a good race side by side into a Ascari and just hits the curb too much. And then maybe gets hit by somebody. Oh no. Oh!
There's
Well, that was a sympathy. Yeah, that was a sympathy spin. Oh no. I think that was Zygmunt, was it?
That's fair.
Fair.
Fair, that was fair. Okay.
Zygmunt's also off. Hold on, what happened here? Oh, I think he had a...
That looks very banged up.
Oh, that suspension does not look fun.
He's got broken suspension. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough.
No.
Yeah, the RTGs. Bummer to make it 52 minutes into the race. Oh my goodness. And then we have Barry Jerry with a drive-through.
Just to add to his woes.
What?
Everything is going on.
Woes of despair.
Yeah.
And sadness, sympathy woes. Dude, this Lexus is unfair. I swear.
Hey, one thing to note is somebody finally tied Caleb Tenney's trap speed, and that was that Lexus right there. So,
yeah, I'm not surprised.
I'm not either. I thought the Lexus was going to be far and away the fastest in the straight. You know, with the Nissan not too far away, but the Nissan honestly is not that impressive comparatively. I mean, the two Nissans, we have got 270 and 272. That's a great number, by the way. But, yeah. But Thomas Olhausen has that with the two. He's my fantasy driver, so he's just doing that on purpose.
It's gotta be a message.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Yeah, I wanted to say, like, you mentioned the Lexus. We were expecting to have the highest top speed trap of any car. All the while, it's on max wing doing that. So, can you imagine if it was on zero wing? What it would be doing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, like 320 kph maybe?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I used to mess around with low wing. I don't think it was totally min wing, but pretty much And it would be well over 280. Oh, jeez. Oh. Yeah. Man, these chicanes in the wet, they're a lot for these drivers to deal with.
Oh. Matt Artem is still out of sorts now. Has to defend from Walter Giovignoli, who's giving him the flashers. Quite a bit of them, actually.
Yeah. It's just what Matt Artem needed there. Oh.
What?
Tactical. That's a good use of a track if I've ever seen one.
That is a speed.
You know what?
coupon
Hell
if
yeah.
I've never seen it.
Hell yeah.
Wheezy with
The track is a suggestion.
They're guidelines. You could kind of turn as
I
long
don't
as
know
you
why
kind
people are
of
slowing
turn.
down so much. You can just go straight.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
man.
god, I can't even take this seriously anymore. I can't. Oh my goodness, look at this. Just unfair. Unfair.
Guess who just got a drive-through for track limits on the exit
Oh
of
my
the
god,
track?
he tried it one too many times. Matt Artem.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what?
Oh,
I'm
man.
curious. I want to see where he got the other track limit.
I think it was on the exit of the Ascari.
We just see a nasty slide the moment we panned away. I suspect it might have been a snap.
Are you kidding me? He got
Oh.
a track limit for that?
Wow.
What?
That's crazy. Well, isn't that a thing where sometimes in the wet you
Oh
will
my
get
god,
it just
why were you
when
cutting the
exiting?
track so much?
Well, that he hit the inside curb and it kicked him out into the off-road on the other one, so hit the inside curve of the first part of the chicane.
I don't know, all these guys are cheaters.
I definitely remember a particular wet race, but it was a dry race or it started dry and ended wet. That I was getting a lot of track limits just immediately on exiting the track, so not even on returning.
Well, you are the king of track limits at Misano.
I'm sure you remember that. Yeah, at Misano specifically. That's
6
the only track
drive-thrus in
I've-
one stint.
Yeah,
The
Hey,
best.
Wasn't that many? It was like
It was.
3 in the whole thing. No, it was like
It was
3.
6.
No, it was 6 track cuts.
Oh, you got 6 drive-thrus.
No. I'm going back. I'm looking back at it after this.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes left to go in this race, and I mean, Monza giveth, Monza taketh, and in this case, Monza giveth lots of dive bombs into Della Raja and the first chicane, turn 1 and 2. Monza taketh your track position.
Nice. I was wondering where you would go with that.
Yeah, I felt like he had a lot of options, but
I mean, I could continue if you guys want me to.
nah, I think we're good.
Monza taketh your whatever pants you're wearing in that race. A lot of code browns for these drivers.
That was not what I was expecting.
Taketh your pants, giveth your browns.
Giveth code browns with, hold on, Crimson Bat went for a move on the inside of Sean Curcio. It's going to be a very nice move if he can get this done. But guess what? Lexus is going to tuck into the slipstream. Right behind them is Caleb Tenney, who's got that trap speed. Oh, going out to the grass a little bit. Sean Curcio bumping him. Oh, it's going to be a little bit out of sorts there, not knowing where to go with the space with the car behind and in front of him. But he's got 2 more minutes to make a move back ahead of him if he wants to secure some more points for that silver championship that he's gunning for Division 2. We got Lucas Clanzeris making a move past Walter Giovignoli. Let's see what happened here. Oh, just a nice exit. Looks like Giovignoli almost let him by, seemingly.
Yeah, I wonder if there was something that we missed or in the other chicane and that was just letting him by, or know.
Let's see how fast this Aston gets up to. Slamming through the gears, already in 6th gear. Getting the slow steering the Lexus. This is
Lexus
probably
ahead
the
is
best top
getting
speed
a
you can
crazy
get.
run.
Oh, last lap for these two. We all know what happens if you go defensive against the Lexus on the inside. 0 TC. It looks like he makes easier work of them, but it's going to invite Caleb Tenney to go possibly make a move on the Lexus, but Lexus is probably going to be able to defend here if I had to guess. But never say never. Last lap shenanigans are always possible. Remember what we said? Monza giveth code browns, Monza taketh your pants, because they're going to be going into laundry. But Sean Kersey able to defend this time around on the Aston Martin of Caleb Tenney.
Ooh, little bit squirrely there on exit for Sean Curcio. He's going to be going defensive into the Lesmos, which can be a little bit dangerous into Lesmo too. I don't think Caleb Tenney's going to have enough of anything to do anything about that. And it's going to be really hard for him to do anything into Ascari, now, with a Lexus in tow.
Lexus in tow. LIT.
Yeah, true. He did gain on him quite a bit, though, on that back straight. I mean, he's got to be running a low wing. As we mentioned, it doesn't really change the top speed of it, but yeah,
Martin Smith.
We got Martin Smith
crossing the line as a race winner for now. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen, but I do want to go back on board with these two, because it looks like Sean Curcio did have a bad run, and Caleb Tenney is going to make a move around the outside on the last lap of the race, and that's going to be one more position for Caleb Tenney, establishing a stronger position maybe for the rest of the Silver Championship, but a very solid result. This is Sam Stott across the line as our silver winner in P2. Of course, on pole position, loses out on the straights to Martin Smith, was not able to make any inroads. Mason Moffitt in P3. Another podium for him. Very strong championship campaign. Jess Osborne finishing in P5, I believe. I think Justin McKechnie was P4. There you go, Justin. Arrive and drive. Very, very solid result for him. And yeah, the rest of the gaps are pretty spread out. As you can see, there are still drivers. Rene Yoki still going around until Osmo 1 right now. But look at this. We got sort of formation here. Rexy and Roxy. Look at that. Sight to behold. Jackson Thomas crossing the line at P18. We got Walter Vargas in P20. Sig 21st. Halle Egley 22nd. Not the best of races for the newly promoted gold driver. Surely, possibly expecting him to be back up fighting at the top next week at Donington. We're going to be talking about that after the interviews. But yeah, the rest of the drivers are coming back around. Hopefully no more mistakes. We did see, remember Anthony Herrera got passed by, who was it? Was it Lorenzo? Just cutting the track and just getting past at the first corner.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Finished behind him though, so not sure what happened there. Unless it wasn't Lorenzo and I'm just silly. Yeah, a couple more drivers. Crossing the line. Renayoki. Is he out of fuel? I think he's out of fuel. Somebody push him.
No.
Who else but Thomas Ole has another reconnaissance lap to save the day, maybe?
No.
Go, Ren, go!
I've seen Ren push somebody else at the end of a race when somebody ran out of fuel, so it looks like he's just cruising, so he's going to make it.
I think he's accelerating now, but yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, that is your race. I mean, what a wow. Up and down, topsy-turvy race for our drivers of T2. But yeah, concludes with Martin Smith again, finishing with the win and the fastest lap. Sam Stott in P2 and Mason Moffitt in P3. A lot of stories are already written after the halfway point season. Can't believe it's already halfway. Pretty crazy. This season's kind of flown by quite a lot. It's kind of sad. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know if you guys share the same sentiment, but
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
or crashing into other people.
Well, it's more fun to watch it, I guess, for us.
I don't know about you. I can't wait to steward.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I'm
an exciting
kidding.
one.
I'm kidding. I'm not looking forward to it. In fact, I saw a couple of tickets already pop up while we were commenting.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, 1 glass of water down, which means we've got interviews left for tonight. Let's see who is ready to be dragged in here. Let's see. You know what? I always like to say, I always love to see silver drivers finish on the podium. There's one less interview to do.
Yeah.
Because we do talk a lot in D2.
Yep.
All right, let's bring.
I like to get the juice.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we got a lot of water today, not much juice. And a lot of code browns. All right, let's bring our podium finisher Mason Moffat in for an interview. Of course, was his 4th race in a row in the booth. Mason, I mean, congrats on the P3, back-to-back weeks where maybe you had the pace but just weren't able to show it to your full potential. Talk about the first stint because that was definitely pretty crazy. It was pretty up and down with the gaps.
Yeah, well, so they were fighting in front of me. I was keeping like decently consistent pace, but I didn't really want to push it too hard because like it's a wet race at Monza. There's a lot that can go wrong. So I was just chilling back, just waiting, keeping pace. And that's basically how it went for the whole race for me. I wasn't trying to push too hard to go attack because I know that Olhausen and my other championship rivals were farther back, and I didn't want to risk the podium for to get a P2 instead of a P3.
Yeah, I mean, pretty cerebral thinking there. I do want to ask, I mean, how did you, mentally recover from that turn 1 incident? Because, Monza is no stranger to incidents like that. And unfortunately, you were the victim of one of them. You're able to recover well, but what was going on in your mind at that point in time?
Well, I kind of didn't turn left. I kept myself straight, and then somebody hit me and put me back around. So that was kind of strategical. But my heart kind of sunk for a moment, but then I ended up being okay. So it could have gone a lot worse. I only had 6 seconds of damage.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah,
that's not too bad.
good thing you didn't repair because you would have lost out quite a bit. We did notice some drivers forgetting to uncheck that repair damage, possibly maybe just because they had too much and they actually felt like they needed to repair it, but it turned out to be pretty solid result for you championship wise. I mean, how are you feeling about the gap going into the second half of the season?
Well, I think it's a good gap for now. If my rivals are really fast, it could be interesting, but how it's going right now, I'm pretty confident. And also in the team championship, Mike had a good race, so that's looking good too.
Mike had an eventful race. A lot of argy-bargy, elbows out, pushing it off into the gravel. Maybe not what you want, but especially on a return race, but it's okay. Guys, any questions for Mason?
No, I think we actually covered it.
Yeah,
I was mostly.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I was just mostly thinking about that lap 1. But I think Anton, mostly covered it. So yeah, good on you for keeping your head in check during all that, because I know that could be so tough once you when a race starts off like that.
Yeah, I was getting pumped up before the race, so I'm kind of exhausted now because I had no energy, so I was kind of just calm the whole race basically.
Oh, that's good.
Hard to do, I will say, especially at a track like this where it really punishes you if you make a mistake, and it's very easy to do that in the rain. So yeah, that's honestly, as much as we all want to win, I think a P3 is still a phenomenal result given the circumstances. So yeah, any shots before we send you back down?
Yep, as usual, shout out to my parents, and then also today I want to shout out to Anton because he helped me with my setup. Thank you.
Yeah, that guy's really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we'll send you back down. Have a good night, Mason.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, I helped him. Still in window. SMH.
That one Anton guy does coaching as well, in case
yeah, he does coach.
wants to hit him up.
Well, I'm not trying to advertise. I don't pay for sponsorship here, but appreciate the shameless plug, Jack. It didn't come from me, so that's all that matters. All right, let's Yeah, let's bring in our P2 finisher, Sam Stout. Where he at? All right. There we go. All right, Sam, welcome to not the usual booth that you're used to. Welcome to D2.
Right.
First race in D2, first podium, first pole position. I mean,
Yep.
coming in with a bang.
Yeah, not the first fastest lap though, and I didn't even get fastest lap. I don't know who did. I was,
Oh, you
I was
got
a bit-
pole, right?
Yeah, but like last race,
Fastest
the race
lap of the
before,
race.
I had fastest lap in the race, and then this race I was like hunting for it, didn't get it, but oh, what a race!
Yeah, I mean, I do have a question about the setup. Were you running max wing because it looked like
Yeah.
a near impossible task to defend from the Audi there?
Yeah, so Matt, like I think he must have been running zero wing because like I had the run on him through Lesmo's Ascari, and then he'd just disappear. It was ridiculous. I didn't know the Audi was that fast in a straight line, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a combination. Another thing could be, do you know what engine map you're in? We were talking about the in the chat. I think it was Ryan Yu pointing out that the Honda's wet engine map is considerably slower in the straight line. So maybe that was a catalyst in the problem. But
No, I was running map 2, which is the dry with the linear curve, I think.
right, yeah, the Honda does have some wacky engine modes. 3 being the most aggressive, or 4 being the most aggressive, but 3 pretty solid. Oh no, Ryan was talking about the 4. Never mind. I apologize about that. But yeah, just it was a bit of a struggle for you in the first stint. Couldn't really make too many inroads, but you did keep the spot in P2. I mean, here's a tricky question. Are you happy with P2? I know that you started the race in P1 by almost 2 tenths. How do you feel about P2?
Well, I'm happy to get a podium, but I think so. Like the first stint, I had really bad overheating issues on my tires, and my tires were like 31, 32 psi. So I was really struggling, especially through the Lesmos. And I think if I didn't have those issues, if I had my stint 2 tires on, I think it would have gone better. And I think at least I would have had a race with Matt. So I don't know if I'm upset about it, but like it's a little bit bittersweet, you know?
Right. Hey, I mean, listen, first race in D2, podium, P2, definitely no slouch, especially in the wet. But we do have next week, Donington Park is going to be the first test for you in the dry. Maybe the Honda was definitely a helpful car in the wet. But listen, I'm excited to see your pace next week. How are you feeling about that one?
Well, it's home track, if you couldn't tell. I'm from the UK. I've been there in real life, so I feel like I have a home court advantage, maybe. But yeah, I mean, Donington's a weird one. It's I don't know how. I'm very new to ACC, so I have no idea how the Honda is around there. But I guess we'll just figure it out.
All right, guys, any questions for our P2 finisher?
No, I don't think so. But congrats on I mean, first race in D2. That was some pretty serious pace there. So yeah, welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And to piggyback off of Donovan there, how did you feel coming into D2? Obviously, with the step up, you were doing really well in D3, lots of pace there. How did you feel coming into D2? Was it daunting? Did you feel comfortable?
Yeah, if I'm completely honest, it was I was bricking it, you know, because it's like I was coming out of D3 where I was having like close podium finishes. Well, not podium, but like, you know, close finishes where the pace was pretty similar, and I could not see myself doing well in D2. So I was very scared, like very nervous. I was thinking like P20 or something. So this was way out of left field. Don't know what happened in qualifying.
Well, you did a fantastic job. Pace was great. Unfortunate again about the tires there, and then the little bit lacking of the top speed. But P2 is a fantastic finish. So good job.
Thank you. Yeah, one more note is don't wear a hoodie whilst driving. I was sweating the whole race.
No, it's to cover yourself from the rain falling on your forehead, right? Or is it the sweat as well?
Yeah, I think I was wetter than if I wasn't.
Oof, yeah. All right. Well, don't take that out of context, Sam. But any shouts before we send you back down?
No, that's everything. Thanks, guys.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you then.
Innuendos. Can't get enough of them. One more interview. again, possibly up for debate. We don't know. We will see after the race. I know Donovan and Jack were talking in the background. And, you know, the broadcasters group chat that we've got. It's close, though. But, of course, we're not going to take away his moment in the sun. Martin Smith is not anywhere to be seen.
Ooh.
This is so sad.
That's a new one.
Why, man? Why do these people do this? I'm messaging him.
This was his moment to shine.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
He could have had the absolute honor of being
where are you at?
Of chatting with us three.
Exactly. Monza giveth, Monza taketh the P1 interview. Wait, where is he? Wait, I don't see him. Join the D1 P2 chat.
Yeah.
This guy's a rookie.
Meanwhile, he's been in SRA for significantly longer than I have, as far as I know.
No, he's been here since how long have you been here?
Season 10.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, we're gonna drag him in here. All right, Martin, welcome. Had a bit of trouble getting you in here, but winner, D2 winner. It looked like the car felt good. Car looked good. It was almost a walk in the park for you trying to get past that Honda.
It was amazing. I don't know. I found some super grippy setup in the fun race on Sunday. Like I could do no wrong. And very well balanced and drivable. And I knew I had a good car, but until you measure up against the other guys, you just don't know how good. So I was very surprised. Like I figured top 10 should be pretty easy, but a win. Oh, nice.
Let's go. Let the champagne pop. Let's celebrate. Yeah, but I mean, you know, is this your first D2 win?
It's my first win in SRA win.
Oh hell yeah!
So hell yeah!
Congratulations!
Wow. Yeah, congrats.
And what a way to do it. Wet Monza. It's not easy.
And it was a good fight too. Like I enjoyed having, you know, Sam right there and Moffat was there too. Like let's not kid ourselves. Like any little slip up and he was all over us. So and he had the pace too. So it was a great battle and makes it all the more rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the first, it looked like a little bit of a argy-bargy on lap one with you and Mason. Talk us through that, because we got Mason's point of view. It looked like he was able to keep himself level-headed and was able to round out on the podium.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm glad he was able to keep it going. It was just a matter of he left me room for a car and I took room for one car, but our body panels just overlapped by a hair, and it's just one of those things that, you know, you touch. And but we both survived, so it worked out in the end. And
yeah, was that looming over you at all while you were, you know, staring at the eyes of the Honda brake lights as you were trying to take P1? Were you thinking about that?
Yeah, I didn't want to brake too late. Like I wanted to try and stay alongside as much as possible, but didn't want to, like, obviously rear end the Honda. So I was maybe just a hair too far behind him, but he still left me room. So, you know, that wasn't a problem. I think I just took the room, but I guess, you know, like I said, body panels were not where they were supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen at Monza. I don't know if you saw, but I mean, carnage just ensued lap after lap at turn 1 and 2, and then the second chicane was no stranger to some shenanigans. But you were able to stay very clear from that. Looks like the top 3 had a pretty nice fight, so you were able to obviously capitalize on it. And I mean, job well done for you, of course. How do you stack yourself up in the championship now? Of course, Mason's gotten 4 podiums in a row at this point, but I mean, are we maybe Martin Smith domination could bore fans moment from now on? 5 wins in a row.
No, this was definitely an exception. Like the car was just kind of outstanding. I mean, I can do better than I've been doing, but Mason's gonna, you know, it's gonna be I won't be the one to challenge Mason, but anybody's gonna have a pretty hard time to take the lead from him for sure.
I'm not going to count
so
you out yet.
hopefully I can just do better than the previous 3 races. top fives would be nice, but this was an exception, and I'll take it.
Absolutely. Guys, any questions for our race winner, Martin?
Yeah, I've got at least one. So first,
There's so much to talk about, but
yeah, it looked like you had a ton of top speed on that. Were you running a pretty low wing setup?
No, I was max wing, but I was pacing him equally. When I wasn't in his draft, there was no speed advantage, but in his draft, it was just I could fly by him. And then the one time that I got by him, he clearly gave up and slowed and let me by because there was no point in battling. We were just going to lose ground. But no, max wing, and still worked out well. So
that's pretty crazy.
Well, the advantage I had was in the corners. I had better grip, so I was able to stay with him through the parabolica. And I was right on his tail, and then the draft took care of the rest.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
it looked like it was the opposite, actually. He was catching you a lot of braking.
Yeah, the brakes were phenomenal. But the car was just great all around.
We'll take it for
cool.
sure.
So first win in SRA. So when was your first season again?
Oh, I think I skipped a few in the middle. I did like season 8, 9, or 10, probably. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's about what I remembered. So
I'd love to see.
Yeah, long time coming. Yeah.
It's maybe 5th or 6th season, and and D2 gold. Like, these are some good guys. So I mean, I can't say enough about the setup for this car. It's just mind blowing.
Yeah, well, a setup needs a driver, so.
True.
Thank you. Good point.
True. All right. Jack, anything from you? I think you've got maybe a question or two.
Yeah, just a quick one. We did see at one point, I think you went and bump drafted Sam. Was there any point where you were playing kind of strategy with your fighter, picking and choosing where you wanted to look?
At that point, I didn't figure that I was faster than him, but I figured if I could keep up with him and keep a gap to Mason. So I did bump draft him the once, but it didn't help. And actually, Mason got by me, and I had to pass him again. I figured, well, once I caught up again to Sam, and I figured, wait a minute, maybe I have the pace on him after all. I figured, okay, I'm going to try and pass because bump drafting didn't help, and worked out. So strategy kind of changed as the situation warranted. But yeah, you're right. I was going to try and gap Mason at the start, and then I assumed Sam would take off, but pace dictated otherwise.
Yeah, pretty interesting. It was a fun watch. We were talking about whether or not you were potentially looking at getting a good opportunity, but clearly pace is the best strategy you can have.
Yeah, to qualify pole, win the race easy. Or
no pole for me, but fast lap anyway. I'll take that.
Yeah,
that's something.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean the points are in the race, right? Not in qualifying, so who cares about that? Just 1 point.
I mean, before the race, me and Sam were in a practice session together, just tailing each other, and he was talking about his strengths and weaknesses as a driver, and he's like saying, maybe I should be telling you these things. It might come in handy in the race. I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. And then there we are at the start of the race, exactly the same formation as in practice, and I'm like, I think I know how I can take advantage of this now.
Easy peasy.
Thank you, Sam, for opening up your heart to me.
There you go. That's how you win. Know your rivals.
Yes.
Well, that about wraps up questions from us, Martin. Any shouts you want to make before we send you back down?
Oh, to you guys for sure. The admins putting on a great event, and everybody watching and in chat. Thanks to you guys. Props to you guys too for being a part of the show.
You had Ryan Yee cheering you on the whole time. There you go.
Sweet. I have a fan. My fan base starts with 1.
Well, I know you two have gone karting together, so that's probably why. But
yeah. It was fun times.
Yep. All right. Congrats again, Martin. We'll send you back down. I'm excited to see you next week at Donington.
Thanks, Anton. Thanks, guys. See ya.
All right. Wraps up the interviews, another round of interviews, and we are halfway through the season officially. Heading into Donington Park, we're heading into the final stretch, if you want to call it that. A lot of technical circuits ahead of us. Of course, we went from the power-hungry Spa, Monza, to the quick and agile Laguna Seca and the very technical Suzuka. Now we're heading towards a British track, first of the season and the last, Donington Park in the sun. No special conditions there, along with Coda. Another sunny race. Then we're obviously going to have a break between Donington Park and Coda with Memorial Day week. And we have Hungaroring, which is going to be the variable race of the season. So if you've been with us the past couple seasons, we've been running that one race a season, and then running out with Nürburgring in about a month's time. So yeah, rounding one more month to go, and we're going to be wrapping it up for another season. Season 18. Wow, cannot believe it. But yeah, excited for Donington. Guys, again, a pleasure to share the booth with everybody. Any closing remarks before we wrap it up?
No, that was just crazy. I guess I'm not looking hugely forward to stewarding, but yeah,
that's the highlight of your week, Donovan. Come on.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, it'll be fun. It'll be good.
I hope the drivers enjoyed being wet, because it was nice watching from the dry side.
Interesting statement, Jack, I must say. Interesting statement. On that bombshell, it's time to end the show tonight. Jeremy Clarkson style on Top Gear. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy tonight's content from Twitch and on YouTube, be sure to check out our streams, as well as D4 streaming on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern at the same time as our stream on Wednesdays. And on Tuesdays, we stream D1 over on Twitch and on YouTube, as well as D3 on YouTube at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you did enjoy, please show your support over on YouTube by hitting the like button. It makes us, get out there, show the world how popular SRA is, and ACC is still thriving and alive and well. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week, and have a great evening of dryness.
When I was just a new driver, I asked Coach Jeffries, what will I be? Will I be speedy? Will I crash out? Here's what he said to me,